Once upon a time, in a small, humble town, lived a young woman named Udoka, bright-eyed and full of dreams. She had just completed her university studies with the hope of making something of herself. Udoka believed in hard work and perseverance, and she had big dreams of building a successful career. She envisioned a life of stability, happiness, and independence. Soon after her graduation, Udoka met a man named Chuka. He was charming, ambitious, and shared her dreams. They connected instantly, and it seemed as though fate had brought them together. Chuka spoke of grand visions of success, of how they would build an empire together, and Udoka, trusting him, believed every word. Their relationship moved quickly, and before long, they were married. Udoka, with all her love and trust, hoped this was the start of the beautiful life they had both dreamed of. A few years later, they had two children, a boy named Ikenna and a girl named Nina. But as time passed, something within Chuka began to change. The man who had once been full of hope and vision slowly turned into a stranger. He became distant, addicted to alcohol, and started spending more time in the company of other women. His once gentle nature was replaced by anger and cruelty. He would lash out at Udoka for the smallest things, yelling and sometimes even hitting her. The man she had married was no longer there. Chuka's behavior worsened, and one cold night, after an argument, he threw Udoka and the children out of their home. Udoka stood in shock, clutching her children as the door slammed in their faces. They had nowhere to go and had to sleep on the cold streets that night. But Udoka was no stranger to hardship. She had always believed in the power of hope and resilience. It was on that cold, painful night that Udoka met her destiny helper, a kind-hearted woman named Ngozi, saw the desperation in Udoka's eyes and offered help. Udoka's life began to change. Ngozi introduced her to a network of successful people who believed in her, and soon Udoka found herself landing contracts worth millions of naira. Her business ventures began to thrive. Her strength and determination turned her into a successful entrepreneur. Udoka's company grew into a well-respected organization, and she became known as one of the most successful and powerful women in the country. The woman who had once been homeless on the street now owned a sophisticated company that others dreamed of working for. Udoka had built an empire from nothing, proving that with strength and determination, anything was possible. Years passed, and one day, as Udoka returned from a vacation abroad with her children, she stopped by her company to see how things were going. She was surprised to see a new face at the gate, her ex-husband, Chuka, now working as the gatekeeper. Chuka stood frozen when he saw Udoka. She looked different, confident, healthy, and wealthy beyond his wildest dreams. Her children were with her, both thriving and well dressed. No longer the children of a broken family. Udoka was the owner of the company now, and Chuka could hardly believe his eyes. The woman he had once kicked out of his life had become a billionaire. He approached her with great regret, written all over his face, begging for forgiveness. Udoka, please forgive me, he pleaded. I made terrible mistakes. I was wrong. I see now how much you've achieved, and I regret every moment I hurt you. Udoka looked at him, and for a brief moment, she felt a pang of sadness for the man he had become. But then, she remembered the years of pain and suffering, the nights she spent alone on the street with her children. She remembered how he had crushed her dreams, how he had discarded her like she meant nothing. With a calm yet firm voice, Udoka spoke. Chuka, I have forgiven you, but I cannot forget. I am no longer the woman I was when I was with you. I've built a life for myself, and I will not go back to the past. Udoka paused for a moment and then added, I'll file for a divorce. We are both better off apart. Chuka, the man who had once been the dream of her life, had become a shadow in her past. Udoka had found herself again, her strength, her independence, and her place in the world. Her company flourished, her children thrived, and she became a beacon of hope for others who, like her, had faced adversity. Though her heart had once been broken, Udoka's journey showed that even in the coldest of nights, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. Trust you find the story interesting. Do well to subscribe, like, and comment for more value adding stories.